You cannot become a leader by yourself. It is because God has given that position to you, and he will give people the kind of leaders they deserve at any particular time. In my own Bible, God allowed a wicked king to be enthroned because at that particular time, God decided that that is the kind of king the people they deserve. But that is usually not the end of the story. So I will say to you that in Nigeria today, we have to rise above partisanship. You know, this may really go straight into the issue within PDP. I say, oh, okay, everybody has decamped, you know, and I'm saying I'm not moved. Because the people that negotiated Nigeria, they have two major things that was in there, in that negotiation. First, federalism. That's why they called us Federal Republic of Nigeria. Two, multi-party democracy. That is why upon independence, you have an action group here, you have Northern People's Congress, you have Northern NEPU, you have NEPU, you have NCNC. At independence, it was multi-party democracy. So now you're moving the country towards, you know, a one-party state. It won't work. I was in Ebonyi a few days, maybe 2 days ago, on Friday and Saturday. And then they brought cola to me and said, look, this cola in Igbo land, if you are receiving, you know, a big visitor, you know, this is how you do it. I said, well, cola nut is grown in the west, eaten in the north, and literally worshipped in the east. So you have different nations, different culture within the nation called Nigeria. And the people that negotiated our independence, they felt, look, to have unity in that diversity, it has to be a federal arrangement. If you move the country towards a one-party state, what happens the day you require a multi-party or bipartisan approach to issues? Who are you going to call? The day you move the country towards a one-party state, you remember what happened with the Arab Spring. Once people don't have leadership, they will find leaders, you know, by all means. Yeah. So we better get our acts together as political leaders in this country. And that will be my own approach. I contested the election for the first time in 2007 to go to the Senate here in Oyo State. And, well, I lost. I contested under AMPP. I was in PDP with Babaladoja. You remember his impeachment and all of that, all the shenanigans that happened within that period. So it wasn't possible. The PDP franchise was handed over to Babadi Dibu. And me as a person, as a 39-year-old, trying to, you know, get into politics for the first time. I didn't like that brand of politics. And I said I wasn't going to be involved with that brand of politics. That was why I contested under AMPP. But ab initio, my first outing in politics, I joined PDP. So we lost. We came back 2011 in PDP again. They didn't even allow me to go past the party primaries. So I lost. And then I said, look, I've been dealing with people here. I think since I've lost twice at the senatorial level, let me move up to, let me promote myself to the governorship level. So I contested in 2015 to be the governor of the state. Again, I lost. But my point is, in all of this journey, I never interacted or went to Bodilon. No. I held my own. Whatever I couldn't get, you know, through the people of Oyo State, I don't believe in godfatherism in politics, so I didn't go. I stayed here, but 2019, the people of Oyo State decided. Did they decide because there was influence of anybody from Bodilon or from outside of the state? The answer is no. So, 2023, we felt that, look, after 8 years of President Buhari from the north, the presidency should come to the south. And I need to also say this, I don't believe that will be a permanent arrangement in Nigeria. I believe Nigeria will get to a point where, you know, if you like, two Ibibios people can be president or vice president, in as much as they are qualified, and we have strong institutions that will ensure that they do what is right for the people of Nigeria. So we felt, look, presidency should come to the south, and within my party, Wike was contesting. I supported him. He lost at the primaries, and then Waziri, former vice president, won from the north against, you know, what we were thinking. But I said, look, if our party has selected somebody from the north, you know, then we should sit down and decide, you know, how is this thing going to work? He came to Ibadan. We were at Ogunlesi Hall out there, and we mentioned to him that, look, you are the candidate of the party. You're from the northeast. Iyochia Ayu, the candidate, the national chairman of the party from North Central. And in that meeting, we were facing the press. I didn't tell him this, you know, in the conference of the government house. No. I said, look, this is Governor Tambuwa. As of that time, he was the chairman of PDP Governors Forum. I said intelligence indicated that you will appoint him as the DG of this campaign. He's from the Northwest. So what are we supposed to use to, you know, campaign, convince people? Because politics is a game of numbers. So we couldn't reach any agreement. We met with him in London, and we said, look, for me, the only thing I said to him in London was, allow us to go and remove Iyochia Ayu, and then make Arapaja, you know, the acting chairman, because he was deputy national chairman, South, at that time. Make Arapaja the chairman. He will be at the table when you're all talking and deciding. So in London, I said, just agree with us there and then to go and remove Ayu. How we do it, don't even bother about it. He said, well, we should give him 1 week. He came back to Nigeria, and then the famous statement that, well, these small boys will have moved on. Okay, so if you've moved on, what will I do? We have to do something. That is politics. So we couldn't reach that agreement. And it wasn't Wike that guaranteed the president before me, because I never dealt with them. I've never had any political dealings with them up until that point. Someone else did. I said, okay, fine. If this is what we will do, we'll support you. But even as a candidate, I must have mentioned it more than maybe 3-4 times, that our expectation would be a government of national unity, a government of national competence, where you can start the process of resetting this country. But is it what we are seeing right now? Is it a government of national competence? Is it a government of national unity? The answer is no. When the president said, look, nominate somebody who may be appointed as a minister, I said, sir, what position do you want to give to us? Then he said, I'm looking for a developmental economist who can be the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning. I said, okay. I will look for somebody that fits that bill. And I sent somebody's name who is Oyo State indigene, and I sent it to him. The individual wasn't selected. Rather, they selected the current Minister of Power. He wasn't taken to Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning. He was taken to Ministry of Power. A subsequent meeting with the president, he said, Sheyi, I think I must have gone to him to seek for approval for the upgrade of Ibadan Airport. He said, I'll sign it for you. I'll give my nod. But sit down. What's happening politically? I heard you're upset because you were not your nominee was not given the ministerial slot. I said, sir, in Yoruba land, if you don't want the pregnancy to be aborted, you won't want the baby to die, because it's easier to abort a pregnancy than, to kill a baby. I said, you will decide at the end of the day, who you want to work with. We can only suggest people, but if you know people that fit, your bill about the kind of individual you want in your cabinet, we are just to support you. However, let me say this. If you've selected the Minister of Power because you want him to help you organize APC in Oyo State, he doesn't have the capacity. I told the president. He said, no, Sheyi, it's you that I want to help me organize APC in Oyo State. I said, no, sir, I can never help you organize APC in Oyo State because I am of the PDP. So, if we have a government of national unity, a government of national competence, we will have been in a very different environment right now. And let me just mention again this issue of Wike. This.
Your friend.
Huh?
Your friend Wike. My
friend Wike. Okay. So this was the exact first contract that Mobile gave to Macon. I was 29. It was $1 million. Within that 1 year, I made $1 million in my pocket. I was 29. 1997. Wike perhaps at that time just left. He just left law school. And then his next job after that was local government chairman. And the trajectory was, yeah, I don't beef anybody. But the real issue is that I was in a meeting with the president and Wike. And I'm saying this, you know, in an open chat. The president's chief of staff was also in that meeting, and a few others. And Wike said to the president that, well, sir, I will hold PDP for you, you know, against 2027. I was in shock. So we got up, we got to the veranda. I said, Wike, did we agree to this? I don't like talking about people, and I will not talk about people or talk about events. But I'll talk about the real issue. The real issue is that Wike would like to support the president for 2027. That's fine. It is within his right to do that. But also some of us that want to, you know, ensure that democracy survives in Nigeria. We don't drift into a one-party state, and we want to ensure that PDP survives. It should also allow us to do our own thing. That is just the issue between me and Wike. And I confided in a mutual friend of us after that meeting. And I kept thinking, okay, I mean, the president did not ask him, do this for me. He was the one that volunteered that I will do that. So when I was telling our mutual friend, I said, look, maybe he was talking about an errand that the president never sent him. So let's watch, let's engage him. Let's see if he will back off. But he never did. So after he didn't back off, I said, well, now it's time to confront him. Because I told him from that day that I will never be a part of this. And that is why I will not be supporting the president for 2027. Wike can support him, he's within his right, but also it is within my own right to decide within the political space who I will support or what I will do in 2027. The president has the power to call his minister to order. He said, look, allow democracy to survive in Nigeria. And by the way PDP is today, there is no faction in PDP. We held a convention here in Ibadan. We gave adequate notice to INEC, which is all that we're required to do under the law. So, it may take INEC some time if they choose, you know, to behave like the ostrich, you know, bury their head and the whole of their body is outside. And the current INEC chairman, the job is even very difficult to start with. Now to add all of these things that they're not supposed to add. They basically, this meeting that you said they called the two factions together, they played our people. They invited them and said, we want to engage with the leadership of PDP. And then they got there and found out that they called the Anyanwu and Co. I said, that's even silly to start with. I mean, pardon my language. Sometimes when I get upset, I can't speak off. No. So let me finish with Shina. So, why did they not call Damagun? Maybe it was Anyanwu that was the secretary when Damagun was there.
Chairman.
Yes. And the notice that went to INEC was a notice signed by both Damagun and Anyanwu. I wanted to basically you know, asked that they expel Anyanwu at a neck. But people, you know, leaders came and said, look, let us not do that. Let's get the two of them together, you know, and all of that. So the Supreme Court already said whoever is your secretary is the internal affair of the party. There's a Supreme Court judgment on SDP how many days ago saying exactly the same thing. So we had a proper convention here, and Wike and the rest of those people were expelled, and they've been expelled. Even if the court says, look, the convention is not valid, which I don't think is possible, because up to the Supreme Court already said, look, internal affairs of the party is internal affairs of the party. So they can only delay things. But there may be unintended consequences for, you know, trying to kill PDP. There's a danger that if you do that, you may, you know, unknowingly, you know, kill democracy in this country, God forbid. So that is my own position. You said it earlier. I can make mistakes. I'm human. I supported the current president, even though in another party at that time, because I thought, even though I never dealt directly with them, I thought we'll do what is right for the country, research the country, like I said, bring people from, you know, all over that can help the country. But unfortunately, that is not what we're seeing. So I regret that action. Yes, I do. Because people have been calling me, say, look, Seyi, you can take the approach of, you know, sit down, look, just keep yourself, and then let this wave go away. And, you know, they even said to the extent that, look, by the time you will be done with your position as governor of Oyo State, you'll be 59. Even if you wait for 8 years, you'll be 67. You can contest if you want to contest. And I said, look, what are we afraid of? Is it death? If you're afraid of death, will that stop you from dying? What can it do to you? If you're afraid of death, what it can do to you is it won't allow you to live your life freely. So we're not going to do that. I'm not afraid to say my mind. I'm not afraid to apologize to people if I wrong them, because it's only God that is all-knowing, that knows the end, you know, from the beginning. I am not, maybe people may think because I was born on Christmas Day, you know, they may think, you know, maybe I know too much. No. So, I joined PDP in 2002. And why did I join? I joined solely because of Baba Ladoja. I joined to support him towards the 2003 elections. I already moved my family to the US then in the year 2000. Well, okay. I had a wife and a daughter at that time. We had the second one, December of 2000. And I moved my office from Port Harcourt to Lagos. So most weekends, no family, nothing. So I come to Ibadan to meet my parents. One thing led to the other. From that place, I commissioned the classroom block that I gave to my alma mater. They brought Governor Lamadeshina, you know, to do the commissioning at that time. And I gave him a proposal that, look, for the farm settlements here, this is a power solution. And he said, okay, look, my assistant will call you. I waited, nobody called me. So going towards 2003, I thought, look, if you look for a professional, you know, to be elected as the governor of Oyo State, maybe things may be one shade better. Okay, well, let me be very clear. At this point, you need to have a party. You need to have a competitive political environment. At Ebonyi, I said to the Igbo nation out there that in 1999, we were going to have a almost very similar situation that we're in today. We have to channel our energy towards having a competitive political environment.
Okay.
And that means we need to talk across board. We need to start talking about survival of democracy in Nigeria. Individual ambition, it's tertiary, not even secondary.
So
everybody, we should keep talking, even with people within APC that are not happy in there. We will talk to them also. We should all keep talking on, because we run the risk of the Arab Spring. You have people without leadership. A shoemaker will be made a leader for them, and they will show us. In fact, people should write it down. What Nigerian people will show politicians and elites in 2027, we cannot imagine it right now. And when they say governors have defected and all of that, what of hunger? Where is hunger? And anger in the land, has it defected? The issue of are you running, are you not running and things like that, that is it's still far off. At this stage, we must ensure a competitive political environment.
Okay, Governor, we're going to take a break shortly. And when we return, we'll be discussing security, both nationally and in the West. And before we take that break, let me ask you, now, with all this that you have told us about the relationship with the center, at a time when 28 state governors have already moved into the APC, some of the other ones that are not yet in the APC, we don't know what will happen tomorrow.
They're doing press up.
And the excuse they give is that they cannot afford to isolate their state from the center, and that they are doing it for the benefit of their people. But you are saying this is where I stand. Now, have you seen any difficulties in terms of what comes to your state because of your political stance? And secondly, economic hardship. I think it was James Asukwo who was asking the question about what are you doing about poverty. Now, many Nigerians blame the TINUBU administration for the economic hardship. Are you one of them? Do you think that the APC TINUBU administration misdiagnosed the ailment?
Well, Dr. Abbas, let me just first of all make one clarification. When you see governors, they say they are defecting. A classical case is the last election. Governor of Delta State, he was the vice presidential candidate of PDP, a sitting governor of Delta State. Particle lost in his state. So you're talking about elites and all of those things, governors. How about the people? What are they doing? What are they saying? What are the people? What are they telling us? So I'm not bothered. I will still continue to say that. Now let's deal with the issue that you've raised. What's my relationship with the center, and do I feel any impact? Well, I believe the center right now, they really think it's a game. So we played the game, and then we got into power. The game on. But I came in to Oyo State from day one as opposition. When I became governor here, President Buhari was running his second term. So I've learned to rise above partisanship, to present, our case. We went to President Buhari, said, look, we want state police. And he said, well, I can't support state police because you state governors, you're not even able to pay salaries of your workers. Federal government is giving bailouts and all of that. Why should I support you harming people that you give them guns and you won't be able to pay them? And we said, well, okay, sir. I was just maybe 4 months or so as a governor at this particular time. But from day one, when I came into office, we've always paid salaries on the 25th of every month. This is the 7th year running, and every year we pay 13th month salary. So we've gotten that template right in Oyo State. In the beginning, they said, okay, let's see them. We were there before. You won't be able to sustain it for more than a year. But we've sustained it for going to 7 years now. So if you now take our action after, the president's position, we said, okay, we can't have state police, but we can have Amatekun. So we came together as governors in the Southwest, and we launched Amatekun, which was midway between, the state police that we're asking for and providing security for our people. So sometimes you won't get what you want. Like the airport in Ibadan, I gave to the president, please, let us upgrade this. These are the things that we want to do. And he said, approved at no cost to the federal government. And I said, thank you, sir. At least the approval means something to us. We can go out there and do the work. And we were grateful and thankful to him. But we went around looking for money, to fix the airport because it is important to Oyo State economy. Same for federal roads. So, look, give us approval, even if you're not paying. Governor Fashola was the minister for works at that time. I went to him. It took me 2 years to get approval to fix Oyo to SEYI. We fixed it because it was passing through our agricultural belt. People of Oyo State, they don't care. If the road is local government, is state government, is federal government, just even if it's community road, fix the road, let them go about their economic activities. So I'm not bothered about, will I cry that, because I'm in the opposition, I will engage with them on the basis of, look, do what is right for our people. At least you have voters in this state and people that are APC as well. Even if you're not doing it for SEYI Makinde or this administration, do it because of your own people as well. Double speak and all of that is consistent with how this administration at the federal has evolved. For instance, they created LCDAs in Lagos. Is that consistent with local government autonomy? What are you saying when you have created LCDAs? Are you not saying that the local government should be under the state? So how come now, suddenly? So I know there's a court judgment. We just have to wait it out. Some of these things, they may not be resolved strictly through the judicial process. Some you have to negotiate political solution and things like that. I think this will fall into that category where people should honestly come to the table and say, look, we have issues with this area or that area, but you can't keep shifting. If you are at the subnational level, you take one position. If you are at the federal level, you take another position. I don't think that is good. I think it's power play within my own team, where they're talking about, oh, we should do this and we should do that. And they took it too far. I met with the folks involved yesterday, and I think we will resolve it. Yes, it's an issue. If a problem is not solved, it will keep coming back to us until it is solved. Well,
Thank you for your time.